it was in July last year when I decided I've got to go public. No longer am I going to keep it under my hat that I've been told by the banking group that I've been with since 1980, both in a personal and indeed business capacity, that my accounts were being closed and that I'd been turned down by 10 other banks. Yes, I was being debanked. I was being made a non-person. And I decided to come out. And the reason I came out was because I was conscious that this was happening for a variety of reasons to a lot of people. Some because they're public figures. They're described as politically exposed persons. Not just them, but in some cases their children or their grandchildren being debanked just for having a relation that was a senior military officer, a judge, or a member of parliament. But equally, many people were having their accounts closed because of what the banks viewed as unusual payments. You know, you're a company that turns over $5,000 a month. Suddenly, in 1 month, 10 grand comes in. Alarm bells ring at the bank. Are you now the front for some Colombian drug lord? And as a result of really very overzealous, well-intentioned, but overzealous anti-money laundering laws, all of which we got from the European Union, all of which were incorporated into our system, none of which have been questioned by the Financial Conduct Authority or anybody senior in Parliament. Many, many businesses were being debanked. Now, we've had overnight some statistics that have come out which say that complaints to the Financial Ombudsman about being debanked have increased by 44% over the course of the last year. Well, all I can say to that is good, because I hope that my coming out over debanking has encouraged other people to say we're just not going to put up with this. But the important point to note is these are just companies. Now, Harriet Baldwin, who's chair of the Treasury Committee, she said, when we set out our inquiry into financing for small and medium-sized businesses, we weren't necessarily expecting debanking to emerge as a key issue. And what Harriet's committee found was that 140,000 businesses last year were closed down by their banks. Now, I've no doubt some of them were wrong uns. Some of them were money laundering or doing terrible things. But that would have been a very, very small minority. So a lot of this is still going on. More people are complaining, but what the figures don't tell us is how many people have been to the Ombudsman as a result of their personal bank accounts being closed. This issue of debanking, in fact, the very phrase debanking is now in the Oxford English Dictionary. It'll be my one claim to fame after I've gone. It's a word in the language that wasn't there before.